You know, when you're out on the smallmouth lakes in the fall, there's basically two different things that kind of go on. There's one that there's a kind of a migration of certain fish that go up shallow, and you can catch them on spinnerbaits and stuff like that. But I think there's a bigger migration of big smallmouth that go out actually very deep. And what they're doing out there is they're chasing schools of yellow perch. Some people call them ring perch. I call them yellow perch. But they get out there, I mean, I've caught them as deep as 60 feet, but really 30 to 45 is probably a really key, you know, like in say September and October, you know, in say Erie and Champlain and those typical big smallmouth lakes. But I like to take the Gambler Shakey Shad and put it on a drop shot, and you know, I got a ½ ounce Rain's weight on it. Because you know, I'm fishing deep and I don't want to mess around. I want it to get down there. And you know, I'm fishing through my electronics, and one of the things that I really look for out there is I'll get on those big flats and I'll spend a lot of time idling around. And if you can find isolated boulders or isolated little rock piles, or especially like in Lake Champlain, there's a lot of little rock veins that might only stick 2 to 4 feet up off the bottom, but it'll be a big long vein that'll run out across some of those deeper flats. And those big smallmouth will congregate around those because the perch congregate around them. And you know, like I said, you mark them on your graph and we drop straight down on them. And one of the neatest things too is you know, you're about ready to get bit because you'll drop your little shaky shad down there and you'll feel those perch start ticking at it, tick 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 tick, and then all of a sudden they'll quit. And it isn't but about a second or two later, and you feel that telltale thump of a big smallie down there eating that thing. He thinks he's eating one of those perch, but he's got your little shaky shad in his mouth. And boy, that's a lot of fun to catch them deep. But you know, any of these little green pumpkin with a different color fleck in it, you know, really look like those perch. And you drop it down there on a drop shot, and I'm sure you'll catch some of them big smallies and have a lot of fun.